Good morning, welcome back to the channel. Back on the bike and back in the sun. Just working my way through Longridge. Sun's coming up. Gonna be a nice day. Whew. It's warm already. For 7:15, 7:30. Quiet roads, apart from this one. Anyway, today's video, let's talk about gearing. When I rode the Fred Whitten a couple of years ago, I noticed people spinning up hard not past and thought to myself, what gears have they got? I want those gears. Well, now I've got some. What a day for a bike ride. Top of Jeffrey Hill, over that way, Fair Snape, Parlick, Waddington Fell, Yorkshire Dales, and over there, behind the hill, Pendle Hill and East Lancashire. So this bike, on the front I've got a 4633, which is different from my other bike. The other bike was a 5034, so 33 being an easier gear than a 34. At the back, that big one, that's a 36, a 32 and a 28. So on my other bike, the easiest gear that I had was 3430. On this, the nearest to that I think is going to be the 3328, but then I've also got 3332 and then a 3336 to go at, which in theory means hills should be easier. In practice it means hills are easier, but it also means if you use those gears you're going slower. So 7 miles of climbing, time now for 4 miles of descent. Come on. We're going to continue to head east into the headwind. Well, that's all my elevation gone. Just gone through Ribchester, riding along the side of the Ribble, head over the Ribble and go find some more hills. Let's go to Worley. There's a hill there, over the Ribble, turn left. Back onto Quiet Lane. Just meandering through the Ribble Valley on the way to Worley, and then we'll have a go at Worley Nab. It's the steepest thing around here, it gets to about 25% in places, goes on for quite a while. Not very pleasant, but should be a good test of these gears on my legs. Just going into Worley, and Worley Nab goes up there, and so are we in a minute or two. Let's try 3328 up here. See how we get on. This is the steepest bit, right on this corner. This is about 25%. Whew. I can feel it as well. Time to dig in. Whew. I've gone to the 32, and it is definitely much easier to turn it over, but obviously you're going slower. Whew. No need for the 36 as yet, but it's nice to know it's there. Okay, that's the Nab done. Thoughts? 33.28 was a bit of a grind up there, but doable. as soon as I dropped it into the 32 on the back, it's much easier to get on top of the gear, much easier to pedal, quite comfortable to climb up it in the 33, 32. Didn't need the 36. To be fair, I've only used the 36 twice. That was on the Atapta Dales. I was about 80 miles in, going up Buttertubs and needed it there. And then again, about 95 miles in, going up Fleet Moss. Again, legs were tired. So I did drop it into the 36, but you're going quite slow. Admittedly, the effort's a bit easier, but I think the most I'm ever going to use, even on a hilly ride like today, is the 33, 32, but it's nice to have the option. Just working my way now over towards Wiltshire from the top of Whalley Nab. Ribble Valley down that way, behind me. Nice views. It's about 8:45. I've done 20 miles, 1,700 feet of climbing. Wiltshire, on the Devil's Road. Hopefully not. So the main benefit of this group set then, if you're doing long, very hilly bike rides, you've got plenty of gears, but two potential downsides. The first one, you've got 12 gears, or 12 sprockets, and 12 must weigh heavier than 11. And those extra sprockets on this are bigger. So 36 and a 32, they're going to be quite big, heavy sprockets, you would imagine. So the penalty that you pay is weight, and the second penalty, the biggest gear I've got on this is a 4610. And so I imagine if you're a powerful cyclist, you may well spin out on a long descent or a flat. Let's try that. So we'll try the descent from the A59 back down to Ribchester. Let's see if I can spin out these gears. Three to go. Back towards Ribchester. Well, I'm neither big nor powerful. And towards the end, perhaps I was getting towards spinning out there, but for me, plenty of gears on this. I was doing about 40, 45 miles an hour. That's fast enough for me, but if you are big and you are strong, then I can see you spinning out with those gears. So we'll head back up to Longridge from Ribchester, and then maybe up Beacon Fell. My previous group set was Ultegra Mechanical, and this set, SRAM Rival AXS, doesn't shift any better. The Ultegra's really, really good, but it shifts perfectly fine. You don't know it's there. But what I do like is there's no cables, so you're not having to adjust the cable stretch every now and again, and it looks a lot cleaner around the front of the bike, and it's just cool. I like the noise. That noise. Let's do it again. Alright, stop being a dickhead. Okay, back into Longridge. 30 miles on the clock. 2,400 feet. I think it's time to find a coffee shop, and I know just the one. Fairly strong wind from the east still. Can you guess where I'm going? I bet you can. Yummy, yum yum. Rude not to, really. My life is complete. How did that happen? So fueled up with a latte and a nice sausage roll. I've got about another hour and a half to play with, so Let's head towards Chipping. Nice views of the Hodder Valley, this one. That's Longridge Fell. Over there, Farsnape and Parlick. Beacon Fell behind me. Back into a headwind, but not for long. Chipping, of course. I need to speak to my wife because I want to buy that house. Oh yes, I can see myself living there. You probably can't see, but there's some base jumpers off Parlick having some fun. If you can't see that, there's a cow. Hello cow. And some sheep. Next stop over there. That was called Beacon Fell. What have we got so far? 38 miles, 2,800 feet. Nice and steady. So that's Parlick behind me. Over that way to the north. Behind that house, up towards Lancaster. And where I'm going, up that one, which is Beacon Fell. Because today, I've got the time. So this is North Nook Lane. It's not the way that I normally go at Beacon Fell. Let's see what it's all about. Quite scenic. Looks quite steep too. Oh well, let's put these gears to good use again. So at Beacon Fell there, I was down to the 33, 32. A lot of flies. Another benefit is you can go, obviously it's still hard, but keep your heart rate under control. And for me, dodgy left knee, it means I'm not putting too much force through my knee either. So for my needs, for my purposes, this is a really, really good group set. So Beacon Fell on a nice day. Over there, that's Parlick and Farsnape again. The base jumpers. That's north. Over that way, just about to see Waddy Fell. And coming up to the other side, that's looking south. Over there towards Great Hill, Darwin Tower, Winter Hill. The city that you can see down there is Preston. And then out towards Blackpool Tower, up towards Lancaster. But it's time for me to go home. What have I got now? 42 miles, 3,300 feet. Time to head for home. Inglewhite, which way shall we go? We'll go down Silk Mill Lane. About 6 miles to go, which means should get 50 miles out of this ride. Just heading down Langley Lane on the way to Broughton. It's about 2 miles long with a slight descent, so usually you can fly down here, but today not really arsed. I've had about 3 weeks off the bike, so I'm going to ease myself back in gently. Back on the guild wheel, back in Preston. So according to the Wahoo, I've got 50 miles. The Garmin says 50.4, so pretty close. Climb wise, the Wahoo says 3,267. The Garmin's giving me 3,500. We like the Garmin. Average speed on the Wahoo 13.6. Average speed on the Garmin 13.1. Not sure why that is. So the Wahoo reads higher speed, lower climb. The Garmin reads more climb but less speed. So all done, should be about 52 miles, 3,500 feet of climbing, quite a punchy ride. Conclusions about the group set, definitely suits me. One thing to be aware of is the hoods. They're a bit wider on this than they are on Ultegra. That took me about 10 miles to get used to that, or to stop noticing it, but certainly a thing. Is it any better? Not really sure. I'll go out for a ride on the Ribble again, see how the two compare. Anyway, thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give me a like, give me a subscribe, and I'll see you next time.